Welcome to the Debrief, where we talk with the Washington Examiner's top journalists about the headlines they're covering this week and where the story's going next. I'm Sarah Westwood, and I'm here today with commentary editor Conn Carroll. And Conn, the Washington Examiner recently wrote an editorial about this coming battle between, Governor Ron DeSantis, who's doing all of these things to sort of limit how much universities could force a liberal worldview on students and staff, and the Biden administration that's potentially positioning itself to take on some of those measures. Tell us about all that.
Sure. So it's really so much more than that, because these accreditation agencies for years have been cracking down on what innovations universities can do to better educate people at a cheaper cost. They're really a cartel gatekeeper for existing universities. They pretty much never punish existing universities. Like, think of all the scandals, academic scandals, University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill has had, never been punished. But what they do is they refuse to innovations. They refuse to create new institutions. And so what DeSantis did is a Trump regulation allowed universities to stop being accredited by their regional accreditation agency and go to a new accreditation agency. So kind of took down a gatekeeper. It broke up the cartel of it. And so DeSantis took advantage of that. And what he did is he required all of Florida's universities, once their current accreditation is up with the current accreditation agency, they now have to go seek out another accreditor. Okay, so this gives the universities in Florida more freedom to find, easier, better regulators for those universities. So the Biden administration, 2 weeks ago, they issued their regulatory agenda for the year. And what it said was that one of the things they were going to do was going to crack down and close that loophole that Trump created, so that universities would then now be forced to go back to the same cartel gatekeepers they did before.
So if these regulations were to come into effect and come into conflict with the DeSantis, effort to take advantage of all of those, do you think that DeSantis has a good chance of winning in court if it becomes a legal battle?
Probably not, just because the regulations, the law as it is written is set that as long as the Department of Education jumps through the right administrative law hoops, they will win. But, this is why it becomes an electoral political issue, is that this is going to take a while for them to issue the regulation. They have to get comments. Then DeSantis will, of course, challenge it in court. By that time, we're talking about 2024. We're talking about Biden versus DeSantis electorally. So ultimately, this is going to be decided by voters in 2024, not by judges.
House Republicans, in one of their first moves, voted to defund the 87,000 new IRS agents that Democrats wanted to pay for to conduct more audits. What's the significance of, the fact that House Republicans put that vote first, and also just the practical significance of having that repealed?
Yeah, I think that's a good way to break it down. I think, the political significance of it is that here is something they ran on, here's something they promised to do, and especially coming off of the chaos of the speaker's race, this is them immediately delivering on their promises. So it looks great for them that way. And then the specifics of it are also good. Democrats will say that these 87,000 agents are going to go collecting money from billionaires and rich people, but that's just not true. When you look at IRS audits, most of the money comes from people making less than $200,000. This is not a place where the IRS gets a lot of money from high-end billionaires who are, they're using loopholes that are more often created by Democrats. When you look at the infrastructure bill, the, Inflation Reduction Act, that created hundreds of billions of new loopholes that only rich people can use to do that. So Democrats are the ones that are causing all these loopholes. Where the money does come from audits is from poor people, is mostly from enforcement on the earned income tax credit, which by definition only people that are of lower incomes can have. That is where the IRS collects a lot of their money from audits. And these 87,000 agents, those are the poor people that they're going to be attacking. And I think this is going to be a great issue for Republicans come 2024 when they say, look, because by that time people will have gotten more audits, and every time somebody gets an audit, Republicans can now just point to, look, the Democrats are at fault for that audit. And they have a good case.
Well, Conn, thank you so much for being here today. You can get more writing from Conn and the rest of the commentary team at washingtonexaminer.com.